It was Friday morn when we set sail. We were not far from the land, when our captain he spied a mermaid so fair, with a comb and a glass in her hand, and the ocean waves still roll, and the stormy winds still blow, and we poor sailors are skimming at the top, while the landlubbers lie down below, 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 while the landlubbers lie down below. Then up spoke the captain of her gallant ship, and a fine-spoken man was he. This fishing mermaid has warned me of her doom, we shall sink to the bottom of the sea. And the ocean waves still roll, and the stormy winds still blow, and we poor sailors are skipping at the top, while the landlubbers lie down below, 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 while the landlubbers lie down below. Up spoke the cook of her gallant ship, and the crazy old butcher was he. I care much more for my pots and my pans than I do for the bottom of the sea. And the ocean waves still roll, and the stormy winds still blow. We poor sailors are skimming at the top, while the landlubbers lie down below, 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 while the landlubbers lie down below. Up spoke the cabin boy of her gallant ship, and a fine-spoken lad was he. He said, I have a sweetheart in Salem by the sea, but tonight she'll be weeping for me. And the ocean waves do roll, and the stormy winds do blow, and we poor sailors are skipping at the top, while the landlubbers lie down below, 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 while the landlubbers lie down below. 3 times around spun her gallant ship, and 3 times around spun she. 3 times around spun her gallant ship, and she sank to the bottom of the sea. And the ocean waves still roll, and the stormy winds still blow. We poor sailors are skipping at the top, while the landlubbers lie down below, 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 while the landlubbers lie down below. And the ocean waves still roll, and the stormy winds still blow, and we poor sailors are skipping at the top, while the landlubbers lie down below, 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 while the landlubbers lie down below. Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Macomb and Clancy special, paying homage to those 2 great folk artists of Ireland. 2 very unique characters, like lots of the famous Irish ensembles, including the likes of the Dubliners and Planxty. It was, as one person explained it, it was like leaves blowing together in the wind. And Tommy Macomb and Liam Clancy were, I'm not saying they were polar opposites, but they were very different kinds of singers. And but when they came together, there was this magic. And Kathleen, you can remember going to some of the concerts in the Opera House in Cork. Some of the best folk concerts I've been to in my life, and I've been to a lot, let me tell you. And big influence, of course. And 2 masters of their craft.
Oh, super.
And recognised the world over, as Bob Dylan often gave Liam Clancy the credit of being the best ballad singer ever. And that is some accolade to achieve from someone like Bob, who's still going, of course. And speaking of Liam Clancy, he was a very charming musician. He had a voice like velvet, I describe it. It was just so... The dynamics in his voice were inexplainable, and I think it came through the Clancy genes, because I knew Bobby, his brother, very well, and Bobby had a very similar voice. But Liam, I think, shone with the golden velvet voice that I would
And Tommy, of course, had a different baritone, great voice for fast songs, I found, and slow songs, but he was great to get rhythm into songs, Tommy was. But we'll talk about Tommy in a minute. And so Liam Clancy used to introduce the next song, something similar to what I do for many years, because I had listened to him so many times and had the opportunity of listening to him talking about this beautiful love song about an old couple from Amsterdam. It was recorded by many more, including our own Brendan Grace, another great version, and written by an American by the name of Michael Smith. It's a Dutchman who's shell-shocked from fighting in the wars, and his sweetheart Margaret loves him as much as she did when they were young, agile and active. She does all sorts of wonderful things. So guys and gals, if you're over 55 at this stage and you're getting older, this is the way to treat your man, because Kathleen has begun to listen to these magic words in this song. And she used to walk along the cobblestone streets of Amsterdam, hold his hand in case he fell and hurt himself. She sewed love in his clothes. And the nicest one of all, Kathleen has begun to do for me, he used to love whiskey in his tea. And she used to put whiskey in this guy's tea. But Kathleen got it a bit ass about face, and she puts a little bit of tea in my whiskey. I'm not complaining, let me tell you. We dedicate it to our weekly suppliers of the photograph for each event, and that is Michael, Edwin and Waylon over there in the Netherlands. The real Dutch people, and very romantic people by all accounts. It's got one of the loveliest singing choruses. This evening is starting to get a little bit, not saying winterish, the evenings are closing in. So sit down, relax, sing along with us, and we'll get through the night nice and calmly. It's called The Dutchman. The Dutchman's not the kind of man keep his tongue jammed in the dam that holds his dreams in. That's a secret only Margaret knows. When Amsterdam is golden, the morning Margaret brings some breakfast. She believes him. He thinks the tulips bloom beneath the snow. He's mad as he can be, but Margaret only sees that sometimes she sees her unborn children in his eyes. Let us go to the banks of the ocean. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. Dutchman still wears wooden shoes, his cap and coat are patched with love that Margaret sewed in. Sometimes he thinks he's still in Rotterdam. He watches tugboats down canals and calls out to them when he thinks he knows the captain. So Margaret comes to take him home again. Through unforgiving streets that trip him though she holds his hand. Sometimes he thinks that he's alone and he calls her name. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago I used to be, long ago I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The windmill swirls the winter in, she winds his muffler tighter. They sit in the kitchen. The tea with whiskey keeps away the Jew. He sees her for a moment, calls her name, she makes his bed up, singing some old love song. She learned it when the tune was very new. She hums a line or two, they hum together in the night. The Dutchman falls asleep and Margaret blows the candle out. Let's go to the banks of the ocean. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder's Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. Let's go again. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder's Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. What a beautiful love song, dedicated to our Dutch friends. And I suppose it's a sad song in a way, because it's basically about Alzheimer's. And of the duo Mackem and Clancy, just don't forget we're paying tribute to the Mackem and Clancy duo that came after the the Clancy Brothers. Tommy left the Clancy Brothers. They joined forces in 1975, and they stayed as a duo until 1988. It seemed longer in reality, but just 13 years.
Elizabeth Armstrong we'll look in later, but she said that Garrod and Claire, do you remember you Claire requested them?
Garrod?
They got married today.
Whoa. Garrod and Claire?
Yeah, so obviously...
I know, they seem to be, I never met Garrod and Claire, but they seem to be very much in love, I'll say that. And that song was we'll dedicate, I've got another song not far from this one that we'll dedicate to both of them. Is it Cronin, was he?
He was Garrod Cronin, yeah.
Good stuff. And
they can look in it, it's some other time she looking in it.
So they're not going to take any chances with COVID anymore. There's only one way they can see each other more often, that's tie the knot. And so congratulations. Today, yeah?
Today. Liz must be at it, Liz Armstrong.
Oh, great stuff, Liz. I hope you had a great day there. I'm going to sing a song for Dieter from Germany. He's not going to be able to see it tonight because I think he's doing a gig himself, but he said he'd watch it later. He asked me for one of Tommy Mackem's songs, self-penned songs. Tommy was the songwriter, of course. The only song that I know that Liam Clancy wrote was the 200-Year-Old Alcoholic. I think they didn't cover that as a duo. I'm going to cover all duo songs tonight, folks. Don't forget, just in case you think I'm leaving some of the Clancy Brothers and Tommy Mackem group songs out. I walked the hills when rain was falling, rested by a white oak tree, heard a lark sing high in evening, caught a moonbeam on the sea, softly blow the winds of morning, singing winds, your mournful sound, blowing from the earth's four corners, by the stride
my feet a wander. Heard a stranger call me friend. Every time my mind was troubled, found a smile around the bend. Softly blow ye winds of morning, sea winds, your mournful sound, blow we from the earth's four corners by the traveller where is bound. There's a ship stands in the harbour, all prepared to cross the foam. Far off hills where fair and friendly, still there's fairer hills at home. Softly blow ye winds of morning, sing ye winds your mournful sounds, blow we from the earth's four corners by the traveller where is bound. Softly blow ye winds of morning, sing ye winds your mournful sound, blow we from the earth's four corners by the traveller where is bound. By the traveller where is bound.
From the pen of Tommy Macomb. And the last line there refers to a ship sailing in the harbour, and our seafaring lady, Heather Reid, over there in California. The next one is for you, and the last verse of that song was for you, I think, as well. So anything to do with the mermaid, of course, was another one. So I'm going to do the Queen of Connemara, about the Galway hooker. I've explained that before.
You did.
Oh, my boat can safely float in the teeth of wind and weather, and outsail the fastest hooker between Galway and Kinsale. When the black floor of the ocean and the white foam rush together, she will ride in her pride like a seagull through the gale. Oh, she's neat, oh, she's sweet, she's a beauty, every line. The Queen of Connemara is that bounding bark of mine. When she's loaded down with fish till her water lifts her gun, not a drop she'll take on board her that would wash a fly away from the fleet. She slips out swiftly like a greyhound from her kennel, and she'll land her sail restored first in Owl's Kinvaracay. Oh, she's neat, oh, she's sweet, she's a beauty, every line. The Queen of Connemara is that bounding bark of mine. There's a light shines out afar, and it keeps me from dismaying when the skies are dark above us
and the seas roll white with foam. In a cotton Connemara, there's a wife and wee ones praying to the one who walked the waters once to bring us safely home. Oh, she's neat, oh, she's sweet, she's a beauty, every line. The Queen of Connemara is the bounding bark of mine. Oh, she's neat, oh, she's sweet, she's a beauty, every line. The Queen of Connemara is the bounding bark of mine. And we'll also send that up to our friends Mary and Jerry Makem up there, Tommy's nephew and his lovely wife Mary, and Jerry Makem does a great version of that song as well. And anytime we meet up, Jerry is a great whistle player, a great singer, a great guitarist, and piper. And I tried to put pipes up there, Cathy, and we had great fun.
Oh, that was fun.
It was like someone trying to choke a turkey or something, the noise I got out of it, and we just couldn't stop laughing. We had great fun in the kitchen, and I remember I posed for a photograph as if I was a real serious uilleann piper, and what beautiful music they make. And in recent times, of course, Jerry has taken up the 5-string banjo, and no better blood in those veins than to take up an instrument. Like Tommy was a great whistle player, and the low whistle, and of course the fife, I think, and did he play the bagpipes possibly? The banjo, guitar. Multi-talented was Tommy Makem as well. And okay, here's one they brought back to us as well. It's a good old song to sing along. All about keeping God's creatures alive on planet Earth. Written by Bill Staines. There's 2 songs from Bill Staines tonight. And all God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, their paws, or anything they've got now. We might dedicate this one to Paws, Kathleen, our dog, yeah?
Exactly.
So it's all about, it seems like it is a kind of a children's song as well, but again, it's look after nature, look after our pets and our animals in the world. Are you ready? Clap the hands, sing the songs. All God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, their paws, or anything they've got. All God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, their paws, or anything they've got. Now listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom. Bullfrog croaks, the hippopotamus, pigs and drones, and the big tattoo. And the old cow just goes moo. The dogs and cats, they take out the middle, where the honeybee hums, the cricket fiddles, the donkey rays and the pony neighs, the old grey badger sighs. Oh, all God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, the paws, or anything they got now. Singing and the melodies and the high notes ringing, the good old cries over everything, and the blackbird disagrees. Singing in the night time, singing in the day, and the little duck quacks and he's on his way. The otter hasn't got much to say, the walkabout talks to himself. Oh, all God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, or paws, or anything they got now. Song, a living song everywhere, by the ox and the fox and the grizzly bear, the dopey alligator and the hawk above, the sly old weasel and the turtle dove, and all God's creatures got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, the balls, Bill Staines is doing his, I forget, his 41st season. He's gone back on the road again. Or it could be 50, I'm not sure. But anyway, okay, this is the one especially for Garrod and Claire. And it's one of my favourite love songs. And we wish them the very best. Congratulations. Pass on our best wishes, please, Liz. And here it goes. It's a song again that Macon and Clancy brought back to our ears. I know Johnny McAvoy did a lovely version of it, as did Barleycorn. And dedicate this to the happy couple. It's called A Roseville Fair, one of my favourite love songs. The night was clear and the stars were shining. The moon came out so bright in the sky. People gathered round, the band was tuning. Start again. The night was clear, the stars were shining. The moon came out so bright in the sky. People gathered round and the band was tuning. Plane coming through the ride. You were dressed in blue and you looked so lovely. The prettiest flower for a small town girl. You took my hands, we stepped to the music. With a single smile, you became my world. And we danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. The drifting tunes seemed to fill the air. So long ago, I can still remember when we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. We courted well, we courted dearly, and we rocked for hours in the front porch chair. A year went by from the time that I met you, and I made you mine at the Roseville Fair. We danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. Their drifting tunes seemed to fill the air. So long ago, I can still remember when we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. Here's a song for all of the lovers. Here's a tune that they can share. May they dance all night to the fiddle and the banjo, the way we did at the Roseville Fair. We danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. Their drifting tunes seem to fill the air. So long ago, I can still remember when we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. When we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. Thank you. Dedicated, as I said, to Garrod and Clare, and I hope they had a great day today. And here's wishing them well into the future. And the next song I'm going to do is a special song. I love this song. I love Macon and Clancy's version, but I actually prefer the writers a little more, and that's the great Stan Rogers. But nonetheless, I wouldn't have heard of this song without Macon and Clancy bringing it across the ocean from Canada. For all the Canadian friends over there, I think was it Bridie or Sean McDade's birthday roughly?
For Sean McDade's.
Sean. Happy birthday, Sean.
Yesterday, I think it wasn't it?
I think it was. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sean. Happy birthday to you. So tomorrow the next song is called Mary Ellen Carter. And we think of our friend Mary Carter over in Utah every time we sing the song. And but it's a song with a great parable or a great moral, I suppose. And no matter what you've lost, be it a love, a home, or a friend, it's not easy, of course, but rise again. Try and get up and move on as positively as you can, without forgetting, of course. Unfortunately, Stan didn't stay with us long enough, really. He was only 33 or 32 or 3 or 4 or something. And he passed away in a plane crash. But it's called the Mary Ellen Carter. Last October in the pouring driving rain. The skipper he'd been drinking and the mate he felt no pain. Too close to 3 Mile Rock when she was dealt her mortal blow, and the Mary Ellen Carter settled low. There was just us 5 aboard her when she finally was awash. We broke like hell to save her, all heedless of the cost. The groan she gave as she went down caused us to proclaim we'd make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Well, the owners wrote her off, not a nickel would they spend. She gave us 20 years of service, boys, and met her sorry end. But insurance paid the loss to us, so let her rest below. They laughed at us and said we had to go. We talked to her all winter, some days around the clock. She's worth $250,000 floating at the dock. And with every jar that hit the bar, we swore we would remain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again. Let her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. Although she loved her best, and we're with her till the end, we'll make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. All spring now we've been with her on a barge lent by a friend. 3 dives a day and hard hat suits, twice I've had a bends. Thank God it's only 60 feet and the currents here are slow, or I'd never have the strength to go below. We patched her vents and stopped her vents and hatch and portal down, put cables to her fore and aft and geared her around. Tomorrow noon we hit the air and then take up the strain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again. Let her name not be lost to the knowledge of men. Although she loved her best, and we're with her till the end, we'll make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. We couldn't leave her there, you see, to crumble into scale. She'd saved our lives so many times living through the gales, but the laughing drunken rats who left her to a sorry grave, they won't be laughing in another day. And you to Rome adversity has dealt the final blow, with smiling bastards lying to you everywhere you go. Turn to and put out all your strength of arm and heart and brain, and like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again, rise again, rise again. Though your heart could be broken and life about to end, no matter what you've lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again, rise again, rise again. Though your heart it be broken and life about to end, no matter what you lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again. Thank you. One of the great songs, and one of the Galway Races, they make Clancy cover this, and I think it was, they may have covered a Little Beggar Man. I don't know that song by heart, but I remember Liam in the last few years getting he had this, I think Donna Fox had one over in the cabin in North Carolina. You know, they did wooden dancers, string dancers.
Didn't Joan get one?
I think she might have sent it to Joan O'Reilly. So
Joan,
I hope you're going to
start practicing, Joan.
We'll give her a chance to get it out of the cupboard, and so you can practice tonight, Joan, and we can have you on tomorrow night, dancing your wooden puppet. And his name is not Neil, by the way. Basil, doesn't Basil look great this evening, folks? He says hello.
He's got his Ireland sweater on.
His Ireland sweater is on. Was that Ricky's or something, was it?
It was.
So we never threw it out. Of course we didn't. I keep everything. I hoard everything. Anyway, folks, this can be a fun song when I'm singing to multi denominations and nationalities in Kenmare in particular, from all everywhere from Israel to Iraq to India to all the countries in Europe, of course, and some of them wouldn't be English speaking. And I try to get them to sing this next chorus because it's of no particular languages, as I say. And of course, we sing and we speak very fast in Ireland. This is my slow speaking, so you can imagine when I speak fast what happens. But I'm going to teach it to you. It says, with me whack, fall the dough, fall the diddly idle day. It's as simple as that. With me whack, fall the dough, fall the diddly idle day. It's a horse racing song, so you can get the rhythm going, and you can. If there's no one in the house with you, or you don't care who's watching you, you can pretend you're riding a horse now at a fast pace around the Galway racetrack. With me whack, fall the dough, fall the diddly idle day. Try it. With me whack, fall the dough, fall the diddly idle day. Try it again. With me whack, fall the dough, fall the diddly idle day. And one more time. With me whack, fall the dough, fall the diddly idle day. We're up. As I rode out to Galway town to seek for recreation, the 17th of August, me mind being elevated, there were multitudes assembled with their tickets at the station. My eyes began to dazzle, I go to see the races. With me whack, fall the dough, fall the diddly idle day. Up! With me whack, fall the dough, fall the diddly idle day. There were passengers from Marin and passengers from Nina, the boys of Connemara and the Clare and married maidens, people from Cork City who were loyal, true and faithful, brought home the Fenian prisoners from dying in foreign nations. With me whack, fall the dough, fall the diddly idle day. With me whack, fall the dough, fall the diddly idle day. This day you see the pipers and fiddlers competing, the nimble for the dancers and they tripping through the daisies. Others crying cigars and lights and bills for all the races. The colours of the jockeys, the price and horses' ages. With me whack, all the dove, all the diddly idle day. With me whack, all the dove, all the diddly idle day. This day you see confectioners, sugar sticks and dainties, lozenges and oranges and lemonades and raisins, gingerbread and spices to accommodate the ladies. The big crewing for tuppence to be picking while you're able. With me back, all the dove, all the diddly idle day. With me back, all the dove, all the diddly idle day. 'Cause there you see the jockeys mounted on so stately, the pink, the blue, the orange, the green, the emblem of our nation. When the bell was rung for starting, all the horses seemed impatient. I thought they never stood them ground, the speed was so amazing. With me back, all the dove, all the diddly idle day. With me back, all the dove, all the diddly idle day. There was 500,000 people there of all denominations, the Catholic, the Protestant, the Jew and Presbyterian. There was yet no animosity, no matter what persuasion, the fault and hospitality, inducing fresh acquaintance. With me back, all the dove, all the diddly idle day. With me back, all the dove, all the diddly idle day. With me back, all the dove, all the diddly idle day. With me back, all the dove, all the diddly idle day. Stop that horse. Are they having some fun out there, Kathleen?
Oh yeah.
Good, good, good.
The horse bolted in poor Carmel.
Pull back on the reins, Carmel. Told you that before. Well, one of the songs again that was synonymous with the singing of Liam Clancy. It was, I think, Macon Clancy's first big hit, and it was a song brought to our ears by Liam, and it's an anti-war song. It's probably my favourite anti-war songs, or one of the best anti-war songs written, I think, by Eric Bogle, Scotsman living in Australia since 1969. The song is long, but you can't really sing some of it because it's all about the ANZAC veteran. It's from the eyes or the mind of an ANZAC veteran, and it's usually commemorated every April. And he's thinking back of the war, and the point is need for war, I suppose. Now when I was a young man, they carried me back, and I lived a free life of the rover. From the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback, I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915, my country said, son, it's time to stop rambling, there's a work to be done. So they gave me a tin hat and they gave me a gun, and they sent me away to the war. And the band played a waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay. And amid all the tears, flag waving and cheers, we sailed off for Gallipoli. Well, I remember that terrible day when our blood stained the sand and the water, and how in that hell that they called Suvla Bay, we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turkey was ready, oh, he primed himself well, He rained us with bullets and he showered us with shell. And at 5 minutes for lads, we were all blown to hell. Here he blew us back home to Australia, and the band played Waltzing Matilda as we stopped to bury our slain. We buried ours and the Turks buried theirs. Then it started all over again. Those who were living just tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, while around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me arse overhead, and when I woke in me hospital bed, found what it had done, how I wished I were dead. Never knew there were worse things than dying. For no more I'll go waltzing Matilda all around the green bush far and near. For to hump tent and pegs a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. They collected the wounded, the crippled, the maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind and the insane, all those proud wounded heroes of Suvla. And when the ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where my legs used to be, and thanked Christ there was no one there waiting for me to grieve and to mourn and to pity. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway. They just stood there and stared. Then they turned all their faces away. So now every April I sit on my porch and I watch the parade pass before me, and I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, renewing their dreams of past glory. I see the old men, all tired, stiff and sore, the weary old heroes of a forgotten war. And the young people ask, what are they marching for? I ask myself the same question. And the band plays Waltzing Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. But year after year, more men disappear. Someday no one will march there at all. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, who'll come waltzing Matilda with me? And her ghosts different wars around the world. And today, was up in one of our favourite pubs, the Sheepeen local pub, and Timmy R. Murray, now in his early 80s, wrote a great book called The Safe House. It was a safe house, and it's about his family's involvement in the Troubles, as we call them, the old Troubles back in the 1900s, 1914 to 1922. The book is covering, and a lot of his family were involved in different parts of the struggle. There was even, his wife was telling us today, there was even two brothers were in the college, become doctors, and they left the college to fight for Ireland's freedom. And we owe them a great debt of gratitude for our peaceful 26 counties in particular, for 100 years at this stage, and only for people putting themselves in the firing line, pardon the pun, we wouldn't have that freedom probably as soon, at least. So we owe them a debt of gratitude, and the best of luck to Timmy R. and his book at the launch today. We'll put a few photographs up after the show, and it's a fantastic achievement and particularly his wife Noreen as well for helping to put it all together, and his family for supporting it. So we wish you well, Timmy R. And as we're on the subject, Billa O'Connell in Cork, one of Cork's great artists, comedians, actors, singers. I remember sharing the stage with him a few times back in the 80s, Kathleen, and Sean O'Shea, another great voice of Cork, and Donegal O'Dooling, and when myself and Dan and my brother Tim were in a group called Crushkeen Lawn, and we played with these guys on stage several times. I remember them. And Billa is his granddaughter Siobhan and our daughter Lorna are in college together, so it's amazing how things evolve after 30-40 years. So and I know that Lorna got to meet Billa as well before his passing, and he was a good age but still missed. He was early 90s, Kathleen, was he?
I think it was 91, I think 92, I'm sure. People might know it.
But send this one out to Angela Russell. I know she likes the rambles of spring, and why not play it in autumn? There's a piercing wintry breeze blowing through the budding trees. I've buttoned up me coat to keep me warm. Early days are on the mend, and I'm on the road again. Let me fiddle snuggle close beneath my arm. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in me pocket for me bowl, and me fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. I'm as happy as a king when I catch a breath of spring, and the grass is turning green as winter ends, and the geese are on the wing, and the thrushes start to sing, and I've headed down the road to see my friends. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in me pocket for me bowl, and me fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. I have friends in every town as I ramble up and down, making music at the markets and the fairs, to the donkeys and the creels and the farmers making deals, and the yellow-headed tinkers selling wares. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in me pocket for me bowl, and me fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. Here's a health to one and all, to the big and to the small, to the rich and poor alike, and foe and friends. And when we return again, may our foes have turned to friends, and make peace and joy be with you until then. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in me pocket for me bowl, and me fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in me pocket for me bowl, another song from the pen of Tommy Macon, and we'll do the song that I tried to promote this evening's live stream with, and our friends Sheila and Sam were so kind to lend their voices today, and I know they're still in just outside Kelleher, and in their bed and breakfast, and they're heading back to rugby in the UK next Tuesday, and taking all their paraphernalia with them on board the ferry, and Roseville, I assume, and Pembroke maybe. You can tell us, Sheila, because we want to follow you. But this one is written by Dave Mallet from the state of Maine, and Dave used to spend his summer holidays in his cousin's farms, and there he got this idea to write the garden song about keeping a garden for yourself, growing flowers and particularly vegetables and plants to from Mother Earth's fertile soil. Are you all ready for singing, folks? Hope you are. Inch by inch, row by row, we're gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone blessed these seeds I sow. Someone warned them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Pulling weeds and picking stones, man is made of dreams and bones. Mother Earth will keep you strong if you give her love and care. An old crow watching hungrily from his perch in yonder tree. In my garden I'm as free as that feathered thief up there. Inch by inch, and inch by inch, row by row, we're gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone blessed these seeds I sow. Someone warned them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. That you roll straight and long, temper them with prayer and song. Mother Earth will keep you strong if you give her love and care. An old crow watching hungrily from his perch in yonder tree. In my garden I'm as free as that feathered thief up there. Together, inch by inch, row by row, we're gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone blessed these seeds I sow. Someone warned them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Let's go again. Are you ready? Inch by inch, row by row, we're gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone blessed these seeds I sow. Someone warned them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Till the rain comes tumbling down. Were they singing, Kathleen?
Oh yeah,
You could stand
Loud
up
and
from
clear.
anyway, wouldn't you?
of course.
I'm going to try The Orchard. I haven't sang
I
this
like
much.
that one. I like
it's
that
one
song.
you asked for, Kathleen, yourself, and we'll dedicate it to Barry as well. Barry Andrews down in Bantry, doing great work at the moment, raising funds for the the helicopter ambulance. So thank you, Barry. Hopefully we won't need it, but it's a fantastic service.
Absolutely.
And, has saved lives for sure. And I'll do the orchard. When I was 9 at harvest time, I crossed the orchard wall. The moon was bright and the apples were ripe. Upon the ground did fall. We filled our sacks and we made our way back. More adventures still to find in an orchard. Neath the comrades in the sweet Dungarvan time. I crossed the ocean wall again when I was just 13. It was, I think, to be my first drink of cider and poteen. I remember well, it tasted like hell, and I hoped the pain would ensue. In an orchard, neath the comrades, neath that sweet Dungarvan bloom. When I was 21 years old, I married my Annie there. The apple blossoms from the trees looked better in her hair, and when the day was over, we danced way nights through the trees in an orchard, neath the comrades and the sweet Dungarvan breeze. I'm 81, 4 children grown, and my Annie's long since gone. My days were good, as well they should, but it's time that I passed on. And when I die, I want to lie beneath the whispering trees in an orchard, neath the comrades in the sweet Dungarvan seas. And when I'm gone, may I be one with the air and the land and the foam in an orchard, neath the comrades in my sweet Dungarvan home. We send out our greetings to all the Clancy clan down there in Ring and Waterford and Carrick and Shore. Just thinking of Joan Clancy's beautiful art gallery down there, Kathleen. It's a magic spot near Helvick Harbour, and we wish them all well. We can't wait to get back down to see you all again, and of course all the Clancys in William Street, including 18 and Bobby's wife Myra and Graham and their lovely kid. And so music has made lots of friends for us, Kathleen, through the years, and we've really appreciate that. And I'm going to do a song for his David MacDonald in, is he from Stranraer?
I think he was, yeah. I think she was, yeah.
Okay, here's one that the lads used to do. It's called Bunny Heelin' Laddie. I think the Corries did a version of this as well, and it's a great old song. Hey ho, away we go, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny heelin' laddie. It's as simple as that. Hey ho, away we go, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny heelin' laddie. Try it. Hey ho, away we go, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny heelin' laddie. Was you ever in Quebec, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie, dancing on the sanded deck, bunny heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny heelin' laddie. Was you ever in Miramichi, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie, very tight fast to a tree, bunny heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny heelin' laddie. Was you ever in Dundee, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie, there's some pretty ships you'll see, bunny heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny heelin' laddie. Was you ever on the Body Law, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie. Yankee boys are all to go, bunny heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny heelin' laddie. Was you ever in Mobile Bay, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie, holding cotton all the day, bunny heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny heelin' laddie. And was you ever in Halifax town, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie, staggering up and staggering down, bunny heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny heelin' laddie. Was you ever in Baltimore, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie, dancing on the sanded floor, bunny heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny heelin' laddie. Was you ever in Dublin Bay, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie, drinking porter all the day, bunny heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny laddie, heelin' laddie. Hey ho, away we go, bunny heelin' laddie. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the songs of Makem and Clancy. They left us a lovely legacy of great and varied songs. I just love the variety of songs when I sing. But the next one is one that deserves special mention because anytime I went to see Makem and Clancy, I used to always wait for this moment, really. It was usually the last song, and they would probably do an encore after this one. And talking about struggles and anti-war songs, and Tommy Makem was asked one time about this particular song, and he said it's not a cry for war. He said it's reaching out for peace. This song is, and a lot of you know the history of Ireland, but basically for 800 years it was occupied by England, and there was lots of rebellions and risings took place, and over the 800 years of the struggle. And the Ireland is divided into 4 provinces, and Tommy was travelling one time between the north and the south, or the south and the north, I'm not sure which direction, and apparently he was waiting at the border to be checked, and he saw this lady in what he deemed to be no man's land, somewhere between, it was on the threshold of the border, let's say, at some side. She was droving cattle, and it suddenly dawned on them that Ireland is often depicted as a young, beautiful woman, or sometimes an old, wise lady. And so in the song, he cleverly depicts Ireland as an old lady with 4 green fields of 4 provinces. And the last verse in this song is very important, that you get the lyrics right. Because some people say, "And my 4 green fields will bloom once again." That's incorrect. I don't like to be sticking on lyrics, but it's 10 times stronger when you say, "My 4th green field." In other words, Ulster will bloom once again, because we've got the other 3 in our possession. And it's called 4 Green Fields, and I'm going to do my best to do it a reasonable justice, but Tommy Makin you just make the hair stand in your head when this started off, didn't it, Kathleen?
Oh yeah.
And he built it up, and it was true and utter, I don't know, how would you call it? Magic, I suppose, really. What did I have? Said a fine old woman. What did I have? This proud old woman did say I had 4 each one was a jewel, and strangers came and tried to take them from me. I had fine, strong sons. They fought to save my jewels. They fought and died, and that was my grief, said she. Long time ago, said a fine old woman. Long time ago, this proud old woman did say there was war and death, plundering and pillage. My children starved by mountain, valley and sea, and their wailing cries, they shook the very heavens. My 4 green fields ran red with their blood, said she. What have I now? Said a fine old woman. What have I now? This proud old woman did say I have 4 green fields One of them's in bondage in strangers' hands, who tried to take it from me. But my sons have sons as brave as were their fathers, and my fourth green field will bloom once again, said she. "800 years of history condensed into 3 verses. What an epic. Tommy Makem. As I said, that was kind of, it's like an anti-war song. So is the next one. This is again relating to the north of Ireland, to my knowledge. And if I'm incorrect, I know we've got a good scholar on board tonight, who happens to be the sister of the composer of the next song. She may be on, I'm not sure. Is Mary Parks on, Kathleen?
She's on, I think, yeah.
Mary Parks, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the meaning behind the song. The Sands family are a very famous folk, and all the individual members on the road. We've got Colum who wrote this song, and you've got Tommy Sands, very well known, and great songwriter, singer and songwriter, and a personal friend of Pete Seeger is one of my heroes. And of course you've got Ben Sands and Anne as well, their sister, and they all do solo stuff as well as the band together, and they're a genuine article, as I say. I love this song because it's very, very, again, cunning. They're very clever songwriters up there in that part of the world. And it says, "Whatever you say, say nothing when you talk about you know what. For if you know who should hear you, you know what you'll get. They'll take you off to you know where, for you wouldn't know how long. So for you know whose sake, don't let anyone hear you singing this song." Isn't that clever lyrics, if ever there was? And apologise, Mary, I'm going to have a look at the lyrics, because my colleague Dan used to sing this in the group before. "Whatever you say, say nothing when you talk about you know what. For if you know who should hear you, you know what you'll get. They'll take you off to you know where, for you know how long. So for you know who's sick, don't let anyone hear you singing this song. Whatever you say, say nothing when you talk about you know what. For if you know who should hear you, you know what you'll get. They'll take you off to you know where, for you won't know how long. For so you know who's sick, don't let anyone hear you singing this song." You all know who I'm speaking of when I mention you know what. And I fear it's very dangerous to even mention that. For the other ones are always near, and although you may not see, if anyone asks you, hold you, please don't mention me. Whatever you say, say nothing when you talk about you know what. For if you know who should hear you, you know what you'll get. They'll take you off to you know where, for you wouldn't know how long. So for you know who's sick, don't let anyone hear you singing this song. who I'm speaking of when I mention you know who. Or if you know who should hear ya, you know what he do. So if you don't see me again, you'll know why I'm away. And if anyone asks you where I've gone, here's what you must say. Whatever you say nothing when you talk about you know what. For if you know who should hear ya, you know what you'll get. They'll take you off to you know where, for you wouldn't know how long. So for you know who's sake, don't let anyone hear you singing a song. That's enough about so-and-so, not to mention such and such. I'd better end my song now, I've already said too much. But the less you say, the less you hear, the less you'll go astray. And the less you think, the less you do, the more you'll hear them say. Whatever you say nothing when you talk about you know what. For you know who should hear ya, you know what you'll get. They'll take you off to you know where, for you wouldn't know how long. So for you know who's sick, don't let anyone hear you singing a song. Hey, whatever you say nothing when you talk about you know what. For if you know who should hear ya, you know what you'll get. They'll take you off to you know where, for you wouldn't know how long. So for you know who's sick, don't let anyone hear you singing a song. For you know who's sick, don't let anyone hear you singing a song. It's my first time singing that.
It is actually.
It's a bit of a tongue twister.
It is. It's a bit confusing to sing it.
Great song, great song.
Brilliant.
And pass our regards on to the Sands family. And if you've got even the smallest slot for me in the Fiddler's Green Festival in Rostrevor, put in a good word for me, please, Mary. Tell them I'm absolutely fantastic, okay? And if things don't work out, you can just run in the other direction and say, nothing to do with this Cork guy. But I'd love to get up there and meet you all, folks. And okay, now, again, as I mentioned earlier, Pete Seeger invented the long neck banjo. I mentioned that many times, and I'm a big fan of Pete Seeger all my life. And so was Tommy Macon, was a big fan, and Liam Clancy of Seeger, because he was half a generation ahead of them. And what the Clancy Brothers and Tommy Macon really did is they took the folk, the American folk and the English folk revival, or the, as some people call it, the folk scare, and they applied the same instrumentation and the same kind of drive to older Irish songs. And so Pete Seeger was a big influence to these guys. And this is one of my favourite Pete songs, and it's called The Rainbow Race. And the first time I heard it was Macon and Clancy. One blue sky above us, one ocean lapping on our shores, one earth so green and round, who could ask for more? And because I love you, I'll give it one more try. Show my rainbow race. It's too soon to die. Look after the planet. He was way ahead of his time when you think about it. It's exactly what's happening up to recently with our planet. Hopefully we'll get sense and try and repair it before the next generation. Here goes, one blue sky above us. Let's hear you sing at home. One blue sky above us, one ocean lapping on her shores, one earth so green and round, who could ask for more? And because I love you, I'll give it one more try, to show my rainbow race. It's too soon to die. Some folks want to be like an ostrich, bury their heads in the sand. Some folks hope that plastic dreams can unclench all those greedy hands. Some want to take the easy way, poison and bombs, they think we need them. Can't kill all those unbelievers. There is no shortcut to freedom. One blue sky above us, one ocean lapping on her shores, one earth so green and round, who could ask for more? because I love you, and because I love you, I'll give it one more try to show a rainbow race. It's too soon to die. Go tell all the little children, tell their mothers and fathers too. Now's our last chance to learn to share what's been given to me and you. One blue sky above us, one ocean lapping on our shores, one ocean lapping on our shores, one earth so green and round, one earth so green and round. Who could ask for more? Who could ask for more? And because I love you, and because I love you, I'll give it one more try. I'll give it one more try to show a rainbow race, to show a rainbow race, that it's too soon to die. One more time. One blue sky above us, one ocean lapping on her shore, one earth so green and round. Who could ask for more? And because I love you, I'll give it one more try to show our rainbow race. It's too soon to die. It's amazing how everything is connected. I was saying today, myself and Dan went over to Tommy's funeral in 2007. Then in 2009, I went to Pete Seeger to meet him at his house, and he was talking. It was just after his 90th birthday, July 2009, and he was very gracious with his time. I mean, he was so busy trying to answer back all his fan mail and stuff, but he mentioned, he said, "Do you know Tommy Sands?" He said, and I said, "Yes, I know. I don't know him personally, but I know when you're speaking of it in some of his concerts." And yeah, he said, "He's teaching me an Irish song." Here's Pete at 90 learning an Irish language song. And myself and my son Ricky, who was what age at the time, Kathleen? 13 maybe? No, 12.
Yeah.
We sang, he said, "Tommy Sands is teaching me this song. Oh, Roshi de Valya, oh, Roshi de Valya, oh, Roshi de Valya, and Isher hot and taurig." We sang the chorus together on the front doorstep of Pete's cabin, and treasured memory. And his sheepdog was there, and I remember one of the things that stuck in my mind. He said, "I did all the stonework in the front of my house." He said Portland cement was one of the best things to be invented. Wasn't that nice? And I'm not telling lies, folks, but the next song is called "The Liar," written by the great Tommy Macon. And let's try and see what next one we'll do. Is more suitable, Kathleen? Will I do it right now?
Maybe so.
Right now.
I'd say so.
Okay. I was going to sing "Register Rose" for them.
You can swap them around if you want to.
Okay. I'll do as I'm told. Mary, is it Garrity, or is back from Portugal?
She's still there, I think.
She's still there.
With her daughter.
She didn't get home.
No.
She's with her daughter Jer, and her birthday is today. So happy birthday, Mary, from your neighbour and your good friend Carmel Smith up there in Dublin. Hope you're having a great time in Portugal. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mary. Happy birthday to you. We dedicate this beautiful song collected by Liam Clancy, particularly Tommy Macon, from Tommy's mother, Sarah, a great songster, Sarah Macon. And they had a hit with this one as well. "Red as the rose that in yonder garden grows, fair as the lily of the valley." You'll recognise the similar melody to Loch Lomond. dedicated to you, Mary, on your birthday. Come over the hills, my bonny Irish lass. Come over the hills to your darling. You choose a rose, love, and I'll make the vow that I'll be your true love forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne. But my love is fairer than any. Was down by Killarney's green woods that we strayed. The moon and the stars, they were shining. The moon shone its rays on her locks of golden hair. She swore she'd be my love forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne. But my love is fairer than any. It's not for the parting, but my sister Kate. Was not for the grief of my mother. 'Twas all for the loss of my bonny Irish lass, that my heart is breaking forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne. But my love is fairer than any. Last chance. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne. But my love is fairer than any. But my love is fairer than any. Happy birthday, Mary. Hope we're having a great time over there. And we'll do the Lyre, Kathleen, as it's on the list, and one of Tommy's other great songs. Tell me rightful tour laddie, tour lee, there's no one that can tell a lie like me. You can search until you're tired, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. I might have sang this one last week or the week before. Singing rightful tour laddie, tour lee, there is no one who can tell a lie like me. search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history, singing right through to-ra-laddy, to-ra-lee. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. I was born about 10,000 years ago in Balmullet, in county of Mayo. It was me that chased the vermin while St. Patrick preached a sermon. If I knew a bigger lie, I'd tell you so. Sing it rightful to-ra-laddy, to-ra-lee. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. I saw Ego picking apples off a tree. She came over and she offered one to me. Then I turned and said, dear madam, you can try your luck with Adam. I'm going home to have some fish and chips and tea. Singing right for to-ra-laddy, to-ra-lee. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. I saw Delilah cutting Samson's hair. She slipped away until his head was bare. But he couldn't run away. She married him next day, and they opened up a bar of Sean and Clare. Singing right through to-ra-laddy, to-ra-lee. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. I saw Ego picking apples off a tree. She came over and she offered one to me. Then I turned and said, dear madam, you can try your luck with Adam. I'm going home to have some fish and chips and tea. Singing rightful to-ra-laddy, to-ra-lee. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. Was King Billy at the Boyne, I heard him call for his followers to follow to Dalefold. He says we'll win quite easily, and we canonise young Paisley. And he upped and sang a verse of Derry's Wall. Singing rightful to-ra-laddy, to-ra-lee. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. 'Twas during World War II I met them all. There was Roosevelt, Churchill and de Gaulle. And one day I nearly fainted, I was having my house painted. There was Hitler hanging paper in the hall. Singing rightful to-ra-laddy, to-ra-lee. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. Singing rightful to-ra-laddy, to-ra-lee. There is no one who can tell a lie like me. You can search until you tire, you won't find a bigger liar. I've been lying since the dawn of history. From the pen of Tommy Macon, folks, good evening to all of you. And we had a good time up in Sheepeen this evening. And this is I think I've done about 3 hours singing this evening.
You
So
have,
hopefully the voice is holding out. It's a test for
So
the future.
far.
A test for the future. And thank you, folks, for joining in this evening. Anything else to say, Kathleen? Have I covered all the requests and so forth?
Yeah, you have, yeah.
Thank you so much, folks, for joining in to pay tribute to those two great guys, Macon and Clancy. When the winter time comes, and if you've got a spare moment, just look them up on YouTube or buy their CDs online or download their songs. You won't be disappointed. The only thing you'll miss is the live concerts were absolutely magic. Bid you good night with this one, folks. Thank you again for joining in. Thank you, Kathleen, for being behind the scenes and organising the stuff. And here we go to the parting glass. Oh, all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that ere I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done, for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Oh, all the comrades that ere I had, they were sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts that ere I had, they would wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, so I'll gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. Good night, folks.